This is especially true with family matters. You might vent to a colleague about your teenage daughter's rebellious phase, finding temporary relief in their sympathetic responses. But years later, when your daughter has matured into a responsible young adult, that colleague might still view her through the lens of those old stories. You've inadvertently damaged her reputation among people who never needed to know about her struggles. The burden of knowledge. There's also an often overlooked aspect of sharing personal problems. You burden others with knowledge they didn't ask for and may not want. Your casual mention of your marital infidelity or your child's legal troubles at a dinner party doesn't just affect you. It affects everyone who heard it. They now carry that information and may feel uncomfortable around you or your family members, unsure how to act with this knowledge. Moreover, people talk. Even when you preface your confession with "please don't tell anyone," you've given someone information that's inherently interesting, dramatic, and shareable. Human nature being what it is, the likelihood that your secret will spread is high. The professional consequences. Sharing family problems in professional settings carries particular risks. Your boss doesn't need to know about your divorce proceedings, and your coworkers don't need to hear about your adult child's substance abuse issues. While these situations deserve compassion, revealing them in a work environment can subtly undermine your professional image. Managers might begin to question your focus or reliability. Colleagues might perceive you as unstable or overly emotional. Fair or not, these perceptions can affect your career trajectory. The workplace, for most people, should maintain certain boundaries around personal life details. The weaponization of vulnerability. Perhaps most concerning is the reality that some people will weaponize your vulnerability. In moments of conflict or competition, the personal information you've shared can be used against you. The friend who becomes an ex-friend suddenly has ammunition. The colleague competing for the same promotion now has information that could damage your reputation if shared strategically. This isn't about being paranoid or assuming everyone has malicious intent. It's about recognizing that relationships change. People's characters aren't always what they seem, and information, once shared, can never be unshared. Who should you tell? This doesn't mean you should suffer in silence or never seek help. The key is selectivity and wisdom in choosing confidence. A licensed therapist provides professional, confidential support. A spiritual advisor or trusted mentor with proven discretion can offer guidance. A truly close friend or family member with a demonstrated track record of trustworthiness and good judgment might be appropriate. The criteria should be, does this person need to know? Will telling them genuinely help the situation? Can I trust their discretion completely? Will sharing this information damage how they view my family members? For most people in most situations, the circle of those who truly need to know about your personal family problems is very small, often just your immediate family, a therapist, and perhaps one or two deeply trusted confidants. Protecting your family's dignity. Your family members, your spouse, children, parents, deserve to have their struggles kept private. They deserve the opportunity to grow, change, and overcome difficulties without having their worst moments broadcast to your social circle. Part of loving someone is protecting their dignity, which includes being discerning about what aspects of their lives you share with others. Your children, in particular, deserve this protection. They're growing and developing, making mistakes as all young people do. The problems you share about them today could affect how others treat them for years to come. They should be allowed to mature without the burden of a fixed narrative based on their childhood or adolescent struggles. The strength in privacy. There's a quiet strength in handling family challenges with grace and privacy. It demonstrates maturity, loyalty, and resilience. Families that weather storms together, without turning their struggles into public spectacles, often emerge stronger and more unified. When you maintain privacy around your family's challenges, you're also modeling healthy boundaries for your children. You're teaching them that not everything needs to be shared, that some struggles are sacred, and that family loyalty includes discretion about each other's difficulties. For details about your finances and income. The cultural taboo we should maintain. In many cultures, discussing money, particularly how much you earn or have, is considered deeply taboo. While modern movements towards salary transparency in the workplace have some merit for addressing pay inequity, the blanket sharing of financial details in personal relationships remains inadvisable for numerous compelling reasons. Money is one of the most emotionally charged topics in human society. It represents security, freedom, status, and power. When you share details about your finances with others, you're not just providing information. You're triggering complex emotional and psychological responses that can fundamentally alter your relationships. The envy factor. Human beings are comparative creatures. We naturally measure ourselves against others, and nowhere is this tendency more pronounced than in the realm of material success. When people know you're doing significantly better financially than they are, envy often emerges, even among those who genuinely care about you. This envy might manifest subtly, a slight cooling in the friendship, dismissive comments about your achievements, or the framing of your success as mere luck rather than the result of hard work and sacrifice. Your financially struggling friend who once celebrated with you might now feel resentful every time you meet, comparing their situation to yours. Conversely, if you're doing worse financially than your peers and share this information, you risk being viewed with pity or condescension. Either way, whether you have more or less, the introduction of detailed financial comparison into relationships rarely improves the exploitation risk. Once people know you have money, you become a target. This doesn't only mean criminals or scammers, though that's certainly a risk. It means friends and family who suddenly have business opportunities they're sure you'd want to invest in. It means acquaintances who remember your existence when they need a loan. It means the subtle expectation that you should always pick up the check, contribute more to group gifts, or bail others out of financial difficulties. This creates an uncomfortable dynamic where you must constantly navigate requests for money or defend your financial decisions. You might find yourself explaining why you won't invest in your cousin's cryptocurrency scheme or why you can't loan your friend money for the judgment of financial choices. When people know your income or net worth, they feel entitled to judge your financial choices. If they know you're wealthy but you drive an ordinary car, they might think you're cheap. If they know you struggle financially but see you buy something nice for yourself, they might think you're irresponsible.